think most Africans listen to drill music for the beat. There's even gospel drill music. I was listening to it today in the gym. I was hyped.
You listen to gospel drill ropes, yeah?
No, but it's really nice. Yeah. It's like there's a drill beat and then there's a gospel song with the beat.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord.
Yeah. Hi guys, welcome to Kenganda. My name is Janita Maya and this is the REPAT podcast. I'll let my co-hosts introduce themselves.
Hello everyone, Maintain, DJ and producer, living here in Kampala for 5 years now and proudly Caribbean.
Yeah.
O'Shea Duke Jackson, West Coast, African American. Let's get into it.
Okay, perfect. Now I found this clip from GTV Accra. There's a guy called Rashid Makori. I hope I got that right. He is an African American living in Ghana, and this is what he had to say about leaving the drill culture in America.
Okay, let's check it out.
Like, if anybody cares to do more research, do research on what redlining is. Do research on the prison industrial complex. Do education reform, environmental reform, all these different things that I spoke of earlier, and you actually really see. Like, this gun drill, they're trying to bring drill music to Ghana, respectfully to anybody. I'm not trying to kill anybody a dream. Leave that drill stuff in the United States. Ghana is known as the second safest country in all of Africa. You know, it's not going to stay that way with drill culture. And please forgive me, don't drill me.
That's how the video is. That's how the clip is.
Okay.
So yeah, he's basically saying that the drill culture promotes crime. So he's saying Ghana is a pretty safe country. So if they bring the drill culture to Ghana, then it's going to become unsafe.
Right.
So Maintain, you are a DJ. Please
I am indeed.
Educate us.
Well, I don't generally play drill in my sets. No, nor listen to it when I'm chilling at home. I listen more to like 90s hip hop and R&B and like soul, rear groove and funk and all that. So, but drill for me is more like it's a product of the environment these artists are coming from in some cases. In some cases, like a certain multicolored haired person, it's a gimmick. And then the gimmick catches up with you. If drill music was to go to Ghana, I'm not so sure it would be in the same sort of vein or the same sort of, style as American drill or even UK drill, because I don't think that sort of lifestyle, from what I know, is prevalent in Ghana. So they would just be copying the sound, maybe the dress sense, and that's it. I don't think they'll be practicing the lifestyle.
Right.
So I hear what he's saying, but I don't think the issues that follow, drill artists and why they make such music. I don't think that's an issue in Ghana. So if drill music does go to it, it'll just be purely a style aesthetic sort of thing. I don't think they will go out and start, stabbing people, shooting people or whatever. I'm not that well versed in drill because it's not my It's not my thing. I mean, I play old school. I play Afrobeat, I play bashment, I play hip hop, R&B, and whatnot. I don't really play drill. I don't. No, it doesn't appeal to me.
Okay, before we move on to O'Shea, but you're from the UK, and I feel like people mainly knew about drill because of the UK.
Yeah,
but it didn't originate in the UK.
Yeah, to my surprise.
Right?
Hell no, Chief Keef and Lil Durk, and that's Chicago.
That's real. Yeah, I said because to me when like a Ugandan, if you ask them about drill, I'll relate it to the UK.
Yeah. A lot of people do.
Yeah. So I'm thinking you being from the UK, were you exposed to the drill music and culture? So
in the UK, it was more, I was exposed more to a style of music called grime. So the grime umbrella, it falls under like Kano, who plays Sully in Top Boy. Stormzy, Skepta, Gets.
Is Western in grime?
So Western's kind of, they're kind of in and out.
Like Afrobeat, grime kind of.
Yeah, because Western are from my part of town, West London. So they kind of flit in and out. But they're real guys. They're real guys. So I was more into the grime thing, and grime is a direct, link to basically to what these guys are living in North, East, South, and West London. And I love grime because there's a very, very underground hip hop scene in London, but it gets no love. And they see themselves as they're a bit, I don't know, a bit egotistical because they don't look at grime like they don't respect them for their lyrical skills. Right? They find them a bit simple, a bit rudimentary. But I love grime because grime showed the hip hop people in London how to do it.
Yeah.
They put their music out. Yeah. They got number ones. They were unapologetic. For a long time, the hip hop scene in London, a lot of people rapped in an American accent until a group called London Posse came out with a song called How's Life in London. Said, yo, this is how we sound. This is how we should be rapping. And grime did that. And Americans used to come over and laugh at us for trying to rap in an American accent and didn't respect our music scene at all. I remember I was at Brixton Academy for a Dr. Dre, a Snoop Dogg concert. Dr. Dre stopped the concert in the middle of the performance and went to the sound engineer, light and sound engineer, can you turn the house lights on, please? And when he turned the lights on, he couldn't believe how many black people were in the crowd. I think he was expecting the lights to come on and he'd see people in shirts and ties, and he saw people that just looked like him, right? So there's always been that thing with the hip hop scene in London that they looking to America. But grime was like, no, we have our own slang, we have our own fashion. Like we wear different like sort of trainers to you. We call it trainers, right? We don't call it sneakers. And we wear things like Adidas we call them torsions, but they're ZX 8000s. We wear different sort of things. We wear like club C's like these. I don't know if these are a big thing in the US. And once grime did that, hope I'm making sense. Yeah. That's when it showed everybody how to do it.
Right.
Now, people want to collaborate with Stormzy. They want to collaborate with Skepta. Like Skepta's got a track with A$AP Rocky, right?
Yeah,
Right,
Skepta's huge.
Yeah, so, when London and the UK decided to take what made us, our accent, our like me, I'm a London Caribbean, and you got like Manchester Caribbeans and Africans and whatnot. Once we did it on our own, unapologetically, that's when we got the respect. And that's why I will always big up grime for, and hip hop in London can learn a lot from it. So yeah, that's my experience on the whole thing.
I like the explanation. You're teaching the young ones who are watching.
Cool, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Trying to think. But I don't think it'll be an issue if artists in Ghana start making drill music, because I think it'll just be the style of it, the sound and the dress sense and the fashion of it. Also, the other thing that's different, police on the continent of Africa, they don't play.
Yeah.
Like, you want to start doing all of that.
Before you go to the police, the people, because mob justice is real here.
Yeah.
They don't say take the thief to the police station. They say let's kill the thief. So before you go to the
Police, you right there watching.
Yeah. And then they'll make a report. That's it.
Yeah. No.
Please.
I've seen mob justice live.
It's real.
It's like
they tried to stop it. There was a whole movement against mob justice in Uganda. I think when I was a kid, there's a time I think I saw a group of people burn someone alive. That was traumatizing for me as a child. I didn't sleep. You could smell the flesh. Oh, it's
That's
anyway,
deep.
it is. I was traumatized as a child. I was like, why would people do that in front of her? Well, not in front, but like they hit him from the other side, and then someone had a genius idea to stone him. And then when he stoned him,
What did he do?
He's tall.
Oh.
And it wasn't a big thing. I don't know, he stole something small. I remember thinking, oh, it can't be that serious.
How old were you, roughly?
I think I was maybe 6. I don't know, because I was just this. Yeah, I was traumatized. It was. And then someone bought a tire, someone brought fuel, and just like that, they burned the man. So before you fear the police, fear the community. I feel like when people get together and they're like,
So that's a great point. So I don't think that the community will not let. Actually, you articulated that way better than I could. Yeah, the community will not let these kids reenact this drill sort of lifestyle.
Yeah.
On the continent of Africa. I can't see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oshay, what do you think?
So I don't know a whole lot about drill, although I do cover some of these rappers on my Celebrity Drunk. Let's say most of them are Chicago-based rappers. King Von, Lil Durk, Little Reese, FBG Duck. And typically what I notice about at least Chicago drill, and then you have Brooklyn drill also, New York drill. Number one, there's a certain type of, like if you listen to like the West Coast back in the day, Dre, Battle Cat, those kind of producers, it was a certain Corrupt, who was a Das, Dillinger. There was a certain type of a sound, just like Droop E in Bay Area, EA Ski. It's a sound that identifies what kind of track is going to be. Hyphy is big like that. Even Rick Rock.
Oh, so LA, wasn't that like G-Funk?
Well, that's Warren G, but you could tell like a Das Dillinger beat, a Battle Cat beat would signify something more of a West Coast party lane.
Right.
Or we would call it G-Ride kind of beat or something like that, right? But drill is real dark.
Really?
And all the beats are like real dark. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Secondarily, the lyrics are real grimy, if you can say. And then they have a different culture of, let's say, in the West Coast, we would if somebody would get killed, they would never talk about that person being killed. Because there was let's say if the certain Crip set did a drive-by another Crip set and it was nobody would ever come out and talk about it. Whereas these guys in drill, they openly talk about these things. And they make fun, and they even shoot music videos sometimes at the cemetery of the person that was killed. So drill is on a whole nother level, right? Like I distro like your dead homie. I'm smoking on him. I'm smoking on this like a pack. Like I'm smoking on, like when King Von died, there was a whole retaliation from a whole another group. Like, and Lil Durk and them, they do the same thing too, right? So drill is a different element of evil, but it has to be undergirded in something to make it successful, which is the self-hatred. African Americans in our culture, we have that, and I would say even somebody in Black London, there's a lot of self-hatred amongst the black men. For drill to be what it is, you have to already have a history of violence already in your city. Those wars have to be going on already. Because drill just can't come and not be existence if you don't have that I don't like you already mentality. This is just a whole nother level. Like even drill is taking over. I heard this LA Crips like, hey man, we LA dudes. Why are we rapping like Chicago dudes? We Crips. These Chicago dudes, man, we the real city. We're the real gangsters. Chicago dudes, Oakland dudes, like why we rapping like Chicago? Chicago drill got Philadelphia dudes rapping like Chicago drill now. But the thing about it is that Philadelphia dudes has been always one of the like they kill you in a minute. So if I'm not willing to kill somebody in a minute and don't have self-hatred for my people, it doesn't work. So to go back to DJ Maintain's point, well, okay, they would mimic the sound, but I don't think the Africans hate themselves in the same way that some of their brothers in the States do. That culture of, like, for example, Tim Swain said, black people need respect. It's about respect. If you don't pay me, like if you steal like $1,000 from me, an African might not kill you. Well, okay, he don't want to pay me, don't worry about it. But somebody in the black community is definitely going to be more like, you disrespecting me, I need to come see you about something. If I can't get you, maybe I'll come get your mom. This is how brothers in America would articulate that. So you disrespected me, I have to do something to you.
Yeah.
Right? So that mindset, I don't think is here then. That's why I said it's kind of dangerous if you see like African Americans and Africans come together on the same, because one person is thinking I can scam you and it's okay. And the other person is thinking about, I got to do something to you. Right? Like that's what the danger thing is. But I think like in that element of self-hatred, Africans don't have that, because I'm going to tell you why. How I know that it's not true. When you go to any event here in Uganda, I've never once seen any fight happen for the most part. I don't have no fear of danger going to anything. If I was to go to any place in Sacramento, New York City, and you had a lot of blacks, I would suspect something's going to happen. And it wouldn't shock me if there's a shooting. But I was in Lagos. Me and Rachel were at Lagos. We were on the island. We were there. It was packed. No fights. You see black men, African men getting along. Like, I haven't seen you in a long time speaking. You're not going to see that for the most part. We're brothers in America. So, but the thing about it is this, though. It was a time where St. Louis wasn't like that. And what I'm talking about is when the Crips and Bloods came to different cities, like Ice Cube had a song, I'm going to give you the lyric, St. Louis niggas want their corners back. I forgot what song that was, but he was talking about how LA dudes went to St. Louis and started the Crips and the Bloods. He was like, St. Louis niggas is crying, they want their corners back. We took their corners from them. So what happened was you had African-American, blacks, that's why you got Bloods and Crips in New York. They took that mentality that maybe blacks was killing each other and they took it to another level. So now you have people claiming like Hoover Crip in Louisiana ain't no Hoover Street. It's a Hoover Street in LA, but you got Hoover Crips in Memphis or maybe Oklahoma City. You got Grape Street Crips in Memphis and there's no Grape Street there. I used to live on 112th and Grape Street in LA. So it don't take long for that mentality to eventually move somewhere. All you need is somebody to come and teach it. Who's to say you get some brothers from New York and come to Ghana and set up a Crip set in Accra? Then they bring their culture with them.
They won't let that happen though, Osho.
It's anything is possible, right? So it's better to I think what the brother's saying, although he might be a little bit out of base because maybe, but the thing about it is this. It's better because the United States, if they can't stop gangs and they have all the technology, they can't stop it. What's Accra, Ghana gonna do?
But does America really want to stop the gangs? If they wanted to stop the gangs, then they would.
Really?
But the gangs are doing their job for them. They're killing each other.
That's true. So would Ghana want to stop the gangs also? Because I think look at Nigeria. Nigeria can't stop Boko Haram. Do they want to stop it?
Can they?
They can't.
They can't.
So if you get the Bloods and Crips and the grime guys in the Accra, you can't stop it. You don't have the resources to stop it. So the guy is trying to say, before it can get to this level, because you have all these people that are coming from America, ain't everybody nice. Just like Atlanta. Atlanta wasn't like that. Atlanta got like what it was because everybody from the different cities started coming. Some people brought their good habits and some didn't. Some folks came with their drug connects and shaped Atlanta to what it is today. Atlanta became a metamorphosis of a whole different cities, a bunch of different big cities. A lot of folks in Atlanta ain't even from Atlanta. A lot of folks from Detroit. Look at Big Meech from Detroit. You got folks from Oakland in Atlanta, LA in Atlanta. You got people like Boosie from Louisiana in Atlanta. Cardi B lives in Atlanta. So everybody come to Atlanta and they bring their good shit with them and they bring their bad stuff with them too. And Accra, if we could talk about all we want, Accra is Africa's Atlanta right now.
True.
Everybody is coming to Accra. And you got your people bringing their good stuff there and they bringing their bad shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what the brother is saying, I know I'm being long-winded, but I get he's trying to see like, let's get this out of here before it even starts.
Yeah.
Because the more people and I'm not blaming Americans for bringing that kind of stuff, but now all it takes is for some dude, even you could be a Ghanaian, right? A lot of like Crips and Bloods, like, Little Rock, Arkansas. You ever heard this before? Little Rock?
Yeah.
There was a documentary called Banging in Little Rock. You seen it before?
No.
Little Rock, Arkansas had the highest murder rate for 3 years straight. Want to know how it happened? Number one, you had a guy from Little Rock that went to LA.
Right.
Same thing with the Trey Ray Bloods, where Tekashi's from. Some dude went to LA, got put on. What'd he do? He came back, started all the sets.
Wow.
Yep. They had the connection to LA and they came back too. So a lot of St. Louis dudes is going to LA, bringing it back, the culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So who's to say a Ghanaian dude don't go to LA, get a visa?
There's definitely Ghanaian dudes in those gangs. Their heritage is that.
Yeah, you have a lot of Ghanaian dudes right now in Philly that's in gangs. You can have a Ghanaian dude and an African-American dude in the same gang. You got Pan-Africanism in gangs.
No, for real.
No, it's the truth. I know this because George told me.
Yeah.
In New York City, you have a lot of Ghanaians married to African-Americans or Liberians. You can have a Ghanaian dude and an African-American dude going to get Nigerian dudes. And they're not looking at the fact that person's Nigerian. No, you're from North Philly, I'm from South Philly. And that's what we rocking. So who's to say that person's gonna come and bring that back to Ghana and start that up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see where it's going because when you have a poor country and you can start bringing in something like that makes money, people gonna go where the money is, especially African. If they do it, if they will do it in Black America and destroy their own people, which is what I saw, and help from the government, you think that with the corruption in Africa, that shit won't come here? It'll come here and take off like wildfire. You will see dudes with Jordans on or Jordan sandals, whatever you want to say. I promise you. So I see where he's trying to get to.
Yeah.
So it's better to prevent it than to experience it.
That makes sense. Speaking of, you guys are quite experienced, so you have so much knowledge on this topic, unlike I. But the little knowledge I know of drill, I think most people even listen to it just for the beats, honestly.
Yeah.
If you listen to the beats, I feel like the beat is more.
It's more about the beat.
It's more hypey than the words itself. Because like if you sing about stabbing someone and running up on someone, it's like a normal African won't understand that. Like, who are you running up on? You run up on me on the street? Listen, there's someone out there watching you and he's gonna come and help me. You know? So it's like I don't think people are listening to drill music and then like turning evil. Though I do understand O'Shea's point, you know, like because it's the same way salt can contaminate a saucepan of milk.
Yeah.
So if you just drop salt in milk, then it's gonna get spoiled. I do understand that point, but I think most Africans listen to drill music for the beat. There's even gospel drill music. I was listening to it today in the gym. Yeah. I was hyped.
Well, you listen to gospel battle ropes, yeah?
Yeah. No, but it's really nice. Yeah. It's like there's a drill beat and then there's a gospel song with the beat.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord.
Yeah. I'll play it for you after.
Yeah, play it for me after.
Yeah, but it's really good. So you'd be surprised, I think. But I do get his point.
Gospel drill.
Yeah, I do understand his point.
Yeah.
I feel like Ugandans anyway, let's see. They're all about the money. I don't think they'll be out there listening to drill to like.
No, a lot of Ugandans listen to drill.
They do.
Drill and grime, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think they're listening to it to act on the words.
Yeah.
Let me just say this before. When white folks, like I noticed, like when white people used to listen, I used to go to Catholic school. My freshman year, right in 8th grade, I went to Catholic school. Me and a white person will listen to Snoop Dogg, "Murder Was the Case."
Yeah. What the soundtrack?
Let's just say for example the song, right? But the first album he came up was Doggy Style.
Yeah.
This was in 1994. When I listen to Doggy Style and the lyrics, it hits differently to me than a white person. A white person just hey, these hoes for everybody or whatever, whatever. I'm just like
yeah, you're painting the picture.
It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, right? That's a white person would just sing the words. But for me, like if I dress in a certain thing, it would change I noticed that quickly. Like if I would dress in the Jordans and some baggy Jabot jeans, it would change my mentality for the night. And listen to that music, going to the club, it would change my mentality for the night. It'll put me in an element, whereas I'll be more likely to want to fight, even though I wasn't that kind of person. But hip hop, if you're from the inner city, it relates to you. And a lot of the stuff that you come through and the anger that can come through some of it, you relate to it. Where whites, they just listen to it, don't bother them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pure entertainment value.
It's entertainment. Yeah. Africans, I think it's the same thing too, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is that look at how reality shows are shaping African women. That's something that we don't look at. If you look at a lot of African women on TikTok, who they acting like?
Kardashians.
They're acting like, I can show you videos. A lot of TikTok women, they're even like, you can make videos and reciting, like most girls recite like phrases or things that women are saying on their videos. A lot of African women are reciting like something like Trina said in the video. So African American culture is permeating through African females a lot. The way they look, the way they act, everything. They want Birkin bags, right? So you think that's not happening with the men eventually? Like that was a whole big discussion about Burna Boy or some of these Afro beats artists. They sound the same, but if you look at, like I saw this guy, Iyanya, the singer. I met him in 2018. We was both in VVA. He came to Poland. There was no way you can tell me he hasn't been shaped by African Americans, right? There's no way. So
and Caribbean culture.
Yeah, I mean, but more or less us than y'all. But a little tribalism there, right?
Yeah, a little
but
bit,
just some, just just be honest. But just joking. But like, how do you know that that's not gonna,
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because these guys are looking to America, and they're not looking to the lawyers and the doctors in Black Americans. They don't know them. A lot of the Africans don't even think that African Americans or even Caribbean people to a certain degree have prominent intellectuals. They used to, in the 60s, they looked to our intellectuals. So people like, let's say, for example, what's the brother that with Marcus Garvey? He looked towards Booker T. Washington. Kwame Nkrumah and Joseph Kawunda, Zambia, looked towards Martin Luther King. The first president of Nigeria looked towards the HBCUs and Booker T. But Africans today not looking towards, there's no more intellectuals anymore. They're looking towards entertainers. All blacks are looking towards entertainers now, good or bad. And we no longer have intellectuals. Like most Africans ain't looking at PLO Lumumba in Kenya. That's who we used to look to. We don't look to those people. Like even hip hop, you talked about in the last episode. It used to be so educational.
So
even with the WuTang Clan,
yeah,
as late as that, Common,
yeah,
going back, Father MC,
yeah,
Chubb Rock, Public Enemy. It was a message to hip hop.
Yep. X-Clan, De La Soul.
X-Clan, De La Soul.
Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers.
Yep.
The whole native tongue movement. It was all about Pan-Africanism and building up the black community and giving them, because that's the main thing, right? We've been beaten down. We've been told we're nothing. And we're told the continent that we come from is poor and it's this, that, and the other. So that movement was big in hip-hop in the 90s, say early 2000s, right?
They used to have We All in the Same Gang.
Yeah,
that was a big compilation with all the LA rappers.
And there was one on the West Coast as well. Self-Destruction. KS1, Chubb Rock, Heavy
Self-Destruction. You're headed towards self-destruction. That was a big song. You don't know about that.
We'll play it for you after. But
Eazy-E was in that?
Yeah. So the thing is, the issue is,
that was one of the best beats too, by the way.
I think it was Marley Marley did that. I'm not sure. Some in the comments tell me. Was it Marley Marley did Self-Destruction? But record labels have a responsibility too.
Yeah.
Because they're just they're like, okay, this is what sells. We're just pushing this. They're not giving any room for any other type of artists to flourish.
Because of who owns them.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
But the one thing I like about Don Jazzy in Afro beats is you don't hear that toxicity like you hear from us in our community. Because the Africans own that.
Yeah.
Right?
There is love.
Yeah.
That's why you don't see brothers
Something
fighting.
sexual.
Love, lust.
Yeah. When you had Berry Gordy at Motown, you had the Supremes, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, I want to say the Marvelettes. It's too many fish in the sea, right? You heard black culture at the operating at a high level.
Yeah.
But now you don't have those people that own the labels like they, now guys are being, you have the whoever else.
See, it's like very here today, gone tomorrow. It's very quick, right? You can get it on Spotify, Tidal, etc., etc. Whereas back in the day, you had to go to the store, buy the vinyl. If you want to know who produced it, you'd have to read it, and it was more of an experience music, and you had choice. Like, okay, I'm like yourself. I'm feeling Dr. Dre,
right?
I could be like, you know what? I'm feeling more the Tribe Called Quest movement.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I don't like any of that. I like EPMD. I like DJ Quick. Oh no, I like Del the Funky Homo Sapien. I like Souls of Mischief. Right?
Oakland!
You know what I'm saying? So people had choice. Now
Souls
it's just
of Mischief of Oakland.
Drill. And they're just giving them that choice. And a lot of people don't want, and the good stuff, the people are still making that very conscious, uplifting hip hop. But it's so hard to find it.
Yeah.
You got to do deep dives on SoundCloud, Bandcamps, Mixclouds, all of that.
Yeah.
So, it's the choice. But like you said earlier, who runs these labels?
Yeah.
What's the brother that used to be the real, not Royce the 5'9"? High Tech used to produce the guy all the time.
Talib Kweli. Yeah. He just released a new joint with Madlib, who's from LA. He used to be in a group called Loot Pack. And Loot Pack was an offspring of Alcoholics, E Swift,
Yeah.
Those guys, right? So, you had so much variety. Like,
Right.
I got Alcoholics' first album on vinyl. And actually, I got all their albums on vinyl. I love the Alcoholics because it was a West Coast group who took the West Coast influence and the East Coast influence and merged them, in my personal opinion, at how it should be done. It was spot on, accurate. So, you had choice, and now they just...
Yeah, no, that's real. You mean obviously you way more versed in that than I am.
Yeah.
Shout out to us. I was thinking about the Souls Mentors from Oakland. They're from Oakland.
Yeah. They did a tribute show in London recently. I was very
And they're
excited.
an awesome group. And those groups don't get a lot of praise for, especially like a lyricist like even Common. I mean, like Common, he's more and less known for an actor. But some of these guys,
the bald-headed guy.
he's a rapper.
Yeah. He's a rapper.
Man, Common
I've
is
seen him acting.
You seen him in John Wick, huh?
like listen, as an MC,
Do you remember his diss song to Ice Cube?
he got Ice Cube ass whooped in Chicago before.
Yeah. So he dissed Ice Cube because he said he made a song called about hip hop, right? And he referred to hip hop as a woman and called "I Used to Love Her," and he made a reference how she switched it up and started messing with guys from the West Coast. Ice Cube took exception, dissed him, then Common did a song called "The Be in You," and the song ripped him. It's one of the best diss songs, top 10 diss songs ever. It got so bad, Louis Farrakhan had to step in and squash the beef.
Well, because Ice Cube got beat up in Chicago.
Yeah.
Ice Cube got beat up a lot of places though. But Ice Cube is still one of the best MCs.
Oh yeah, No Vaseline is
Ever.
one of the best diss songs ever. Like his run from America's
Most Wanted.
What was the EP called? It was a 4-track EP before he released Death Certificate. Oh, I can't remember.
Because he lived Dre, and I think the dude from Public Enemy produces his second album.
the Bomb Squad produced.
But the Bomb Squad, yeah.
They produced the first album because he left Ruthless and Dre, and nobody wanted to mess with him.
He's an actor now.
Yeah, he's an actor
That's
now
how I
and
know him.
director.
Do you know Ice Cube was a rapper?
I know he's an actor.
First
A
album.
superior
This
is-
rapper. Like
I'm
one of the
learning.
best MCs of all time.
I think I knew he would rap.
He was in the
one
group.
married to that lady.
He was in the group with Dr. Dre, Ice Cube,
Right.
who was it? MC Ren? Yeah, MC Ren,
MC
Dr.
Ren.
Dre, Eazy-E,
DJ Yella,
DJ Yella, yeah.
DOC. But
DOC.
he was part of it, but not part of it.
Yeah, DOC was from Dallas. He
Yeah.
lost his voice.
Oh, there was another guy. Was it Midnight? Or was it Midnight Lover or some super?
Yeah, Ice Cube was the best.
Actually, O'Shea Jackson Senior.
I didn't steal my name from him though. But yeah. So the thing I would like to say about just the whole thing with this whole culture that's might be permeating through the drill is number one, I feel like Africans have more, especially the men. I've noticed this, like here in this culture, I never see men fighting for the most part. I see people disagreeing and yelling at each other, but I never see people fighting.
Yeah.
Whereas black people just are programmed like, bro, you in my face, I'm not gonna keep telling you once or twice. And then within 30 seconds, if you ain't in my face, something's gonna happen. I don't see Africans doing that.
Yeah.
And I like that about what's going on here. It can be reasoned here.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want that culture to come here. The negative aspects of it, because that's why we left where we were at.
True.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I don't think you'll catch on here.
No, and I hope not, because hopefully Afrobeat keeps reigning supreme.
Yeah.
Even though I have no idea what these guys are saying. Another thing
and
that's
a piano as well.
a piano is hella huge here. That's another thing. Thanks for that. And the biggest thing that I see this here is dancehall.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
Dancehall is huge. It's bigger than hip hop here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like we just got to be honest. Drill, because here's another thing about African culture too that I noticed. Like this is more about the women here, right? Drill is not something you can really dance to like that, because it's not. It's about the gangster stuff and the guns in the video. But dance hall, like that's something that the women can really like show their curves and stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of brothers
Throw
want
the
to
dirty white.
Yeah, dirty
Yes,
white.
man. And even I see like in Kenya, I was in Kenya at the Village Market. They had a night where they was basically doing the one dance. They had like Latino spice salsa.
Yeah.
Remember we were there?
Yeah. We went
You
for
know-
bowling. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you win? I was terrible that night.
I won. No, I was like number 3. Someone else
I
was winning.
think Quasi won. Maybe.
Because he wasn't there then.
Okay.
Rachel was winning.
So Africans
Rachel
like African culture, man, like we be honest, like we dance even Black Americans, we dance very sexual.
Yeah.
I'm in Poland, man. White people don't dance sexual at all.
Really?
Never.
Yo, when I was a kid, we had house parties, right? If you couldn't dance or you couldn't
yeah,
if
white
you
girls
weren't
over
in
there?
rhythm, winding up on the gal, you got no love.
Was it all blacks?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You had like the wallpaper was peeling off the wall. Like
Black people dance anywhere in the world. Like that's why it's so easy for me to be here.
Yeah.
Negroes love to dance sexual. So when you get to Africa, Africa is very sexual. Africa is very sexual. And you see the population going up here, Negroes like so ain't no guns here. So before I get the knife, and y'all not gonna use no condoms because we see the population going up. We know y'all don't want to do that. So Africa is hella sexual. It's hot, right? Like this is the truth. It's hot as hell even right now. I'm sweating, you sweating. I'm about to close this thing out.
I tried to wear a vest. It still didn't work.
Yeah, it's hot. And the booties is out there. And Africans, in a natural habitat, their testosterone is like 15 times higher. So I just think that Africa is so sexual in how they dance. Like, especially Caribbeans. It's not too far from here. Jamaicans, they do a lot. You can't dance the drill. You have to be able to bounce the somewhere. It's the truth. And when you go to the clubs here and you just have to just look like you're trying to do this because you're trying to get all the twerking. I think that's just a part of it, right? Like, yeah. And that's why dance hall, if you ever get a dance hall night in Uganda, please go.
Yeah, you have to go.
You got to go because...
Have to.
Like Maintain said.
It's almost like watching...
like you said, the wallpaper will fall off.
It's like watching
oh God
in person. It's the truth. Like,
be extreme.
You know what? That surprised me as a DJ in Kampala. I remember one of my first gigs, and I had my boy again, Most Optin, dope graphic designer, and he was just overseeing my set, right? And he pulled me to one side and said, "Bro, you're doing good, but Ugandans love dancehall. Play some old school like Beanie Man, Strong, da da da." I was like, "For real?" He said, "Yeah, okay." I dropped it.
See them standing up.
It just went. I was like, "Yo, yeah." That surprised me a lot.
Okay. Okay, guys, we're gonna close this out.
Okay.
Do you have anything else you want to add?
I think it's inevitable drill will get here because of the American music, right? It's all consuming, so it will come here. And when it does, I just don't think it will go down that route. I hope it doesn't, but my instinct is telling me it won't.
Okay, Shay.
I think like I'm a piano. And South African house is just so big as a genre.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of drill artists that can compete with I'm a piano artist. Like the South African DJ, I love them. Like I think I'm a piano is like Kuhana doesn't like it. I love I'm a piano.
Yeah.
And that culture is just so big. These twins, what are these twins' names that we saw?
The DJs.
Girls.
I think I saw them at Panamera.
TXC or TCX.
Yeah.
They were over here in lockdown, I think.
Yeah. No, they came in. I was here earlier last year. They came.
Last year.
I spent a lot of money to go see them, and they were both dancing. Like, it was
Panamera.
Yeah, Panamera.
Yes, Panamera.
Were you there?
I was there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember you were there.
Yeah. You didn't see me? I was
didn't see you.
Well, on different sides.
Yeah. So I'm a piano is just so big in Africa because Africans also can relate to I'm a piano more than drill, right?
Yeah.
Because the sound is still more African. And it's more as Africans might not like, they might like the West a lot, but they want to identify with something. I'm a piano is definitely hella African. And then there's the beautiful sound, right?
Yeah.
South African house is the truth. There are great vocalists out there. And then the king is Afro beats.
Yeah, Afrobeats is amazing.
There's also, sorry, last point. I don't want to drag it out. But also it's like music is a product of your environment, right?
Yeah.
So drill kind of suits the inner cities. It's dark, it's cold, it's concrete, right? Whereas music from LA, right? You still have that gangster element, but it's more for some of the beats are enjoyable because people have the drop tops and there is palm trees in LA. So I'm a hip hop producer and you can see you can see a distinct difference between the beats I made when I was based in London and the beats I make here.
Now, yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
because I'm looking at Lake Victoria from my porch. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I'm making beat, and it's just got a more, it's just got a more
breeze,
vibe. You know what I mean? Whereas in London, all my beats sounded like Havoc from Mobb Deep, dark, gritty. That
right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely environment plays a part.
Okay, perfect.
Let me just say one last thing. Like, also, you're not gonna be. I know you got some right, but just say, like, let's say Sheba.
Yeah.
The music in Luganda.
Yeah.
Drill is never gonna hit like that.
Yeah.
Because when that Luganda song comes on, and Kampala,
you drop a Zex Belange.
I'm a piano, don't matter.
Zex is
Eddie Kenzo comes on, it don't matter. Yeah. So, and especially the same thing. The local music is also always gonna do better.
Yeah.
Than that. So you have I'm a piano coming in, Afro beats artists coming in, and then you have your local artist Sheba, Spice Diana here.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do better than that ever.
Yeah.
That's a
and rappers don't make it in this country. No.
Even what's this guy? Ryunga.
But they don't.
Look at the song he just had. It was like very Luganda sounding. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as normal like Jay-Z sounding stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're never gonna beat that. And the girls love like the local music.
They do.
Look at TikTok. They love They love that. They love it so much.
Yeah.
And drill not gonna get. And it's gonna be the same thing in Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know you got to go.
Yeah.
You got an interview.
Yeah, we gotta go. Maintain. Where can they find you?
At DJ Maintain on all social mediums.
Okay. And O'Shea, just
at O'Shea Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you have stories to share with us, send them to teamkenganda@gmail.com. Follow us on all our social media pages at Kenganda Nation. Subscribe, hit the bell, like, and everything nice. We'll see you guys next time.